A long time ago, there lived a very kind king who was loved by almost all his subjects. He had many wives, and his first wife was very dear to his heart. Unfortunately, his first son and heir to the throne was not born to him by his first wife. It was his third wife, who was a very humble and kind woman, that had given birth to his first son. And the child was named Prince Onunebali. The king's third wife and mother to his son one day died mysteriously, and that threw Prince Onunebali into the different hands of the king's wives. The king tried to protect his son and heir and took him everywhere, took him to his chambers wherever he went to, but he was a very busy man and could not do as much as he had wanted for the boy. The king unfortunately died one day in a mysterious circumstances too, that no one knew what had happened. And the kingdom's kingmakers became divided. Some were on the part of his wife, while some were on his part. Those on the part of his wife was many. The first wife, the queen, they were many, because she had bought all of them with her gifts, large sums of gifts and the rest, so that they would crown her son the king. And her son was very, very junior compared to Onunebali, the first son of the king, born to him by the third wife. So she managed to convince her team, the queen, that she was the queen and first wife of the king, and so her son deserved to rule. And the boy was very, very small, meaning that she would be the queen of the kingdom until the boy became of age. But in the kingdom, that was not supposed to be. Because in the kingdom, no matter who gave birth to the son, the first son of the king must rule. Whether it was the last wife or the first wife or the middle wife, the first son must rule. This, the queen did not want. Now her husband had died. How were they going to do it? So she paid off the eldest of the kingmakers and told him that do whatever you can, but make sure my son becomes the king of the throne. And if I become the queen, I'll make sure to pay you back in a wonderful way. The man, the eldest of the kingmakers, started to plan on what to do to Prince Onunebali. So he gathered his men and they started to plot. While the few that were on the side of the king that knew that the king's first son must rule, they were minor. And so whenever they raised their voices that no, Prince Onunebali must be the king, Prince Onunebali must be the king, the others would put them down with their loud voices and their majority. So what happened? One day, the kingmakers on the part of the queen went to a very, very secretive corner and they were planning on what to do to Prince Onunebali so that he would get out of the way. Because while alive, there was no way they could crown the second son of the king and first child of the queen as the king, as long as Prince Onunebali was alive. It was against the village custom. The kingdom will be thrown by the gods into turmoil. So they had to do something to remove Prince Onunebali on the way of their choice. That day, while they were planning, there was a woman who often sold things at the side of the palace. And the king was very kind to the woman. Wherever the king was passing, whenever he was passing, he would give the woman gifts. He would give her different gifts. And so the woman loved the king and would do anything for the king. That day, she forgot the money she sold from her goods in her stall. So she went back that night to go and collect the money from the store beside the gate up to the palace. As she entered there to take it, she did not carry any light. She entered there to take it, was groping in the dark for the money she kept, and collected the money. After collecting the money, she turned to leave and heard voices. She became still. Who could be there at the entrance of the palace at this time of the night? It was rare. As she listened, she heard men saying, "Who? What are we going to do with this boy? He cannot be alive, otherwise we cannot crown the king's first son." The other one said, "Let us eliminate him." "How are we going to eliminate him? We don't want to stain our hands with blood." The other one said, "Okay, let's throw him into a dry well that is situated at the eastern part of the palace gate. There's a dry well there, let him die slowly, so the blood will not be in our..." "Oh, okay. They now agreed. When they now stipulated the date and time, they will go to that place and throw the boy into the well. After that, they left. The woman selling kola nut and other property things, provisions, was listening to it all. After listening, she nodded her head. Could this be the king's son, Prince Onunebali, they are planning for? That kind great king that is to do good for me. The old man said, "I will never allow this to happen." And she quietly made her way home. On getting home, she thought what to do to help. She collected a rope, packed some food in a basket, and then that night that they planned, she now packed the things and went to the well earlier than them. The time the children went an hour before them and hid somewhere that they will not be able to see her. She was hiding. The men now came, the kingmakers. They now came, the ones on the part of the queen, with the boy held. When they got there, they let the boy down to the well and they left. They were all happy that yes, that angle has been taken care of, and they left. Immediately they left. When the old woman saw that they had gone, she came out, brought the rope, and shouted, "Prince Onunebali, Prince Onunebali, if you are hearing me, I'm going to let a rope down to the well. You can see what they have done to you. They want you to die a slow death. I will let the rope down the well. When I let it down the well, hold it very tight and let me try to pull you out. I am old, but I will try my best. If I'm able to pull you out, lucky be you. But if I'm not able to pull you out, no, I have tried my best." She let the rope down. The boy was hearing, but the woman could not hear the boy. And the Prince Onunebali held on to the rope, and the woman started to pull. She tied the end of it to a tree trunk and started to pull with all her might. She was old and sweating, and the boy's sweat was much. She pulled and pulled and pulled until finally she was able to pull Prince Onunebali out. He embraced him, and the child embraced her, and the child was crying, "Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama." He said, "Now I cannot keep you with me, because if they see you, they will kill me. I will take you into the forest, then you let you loose, you go. If you survive, let it be. Come back and take your throne. If you don't survive, no, that is the will of the gods." He now took hold of Onunebali, took the basket of food and gave it to Onunebali, led Onunebali into the forest and told him to move on, and left. Onunebali in tears wandered for days, eating the fruit and drinking of the wood, eating the food and drinking of the water the woman had given him. He moved into the forest for 3 days until he came across a man who shouted, "Hey, where goes you, you little boy?" At this time of the day, Onunebali fell down and started to cry. The man picked him up and said, "What is the problem?" He narrated everything to the man. And the man said, "What? The king's first son? We have heard so much of that kingdom. The kingdom of Ajamba, the strong and mighty king who was very kind. My name is Onunebali," he told them. "And my name is Onunebali. You are Prince Onunebali, the first son of the king, and you are thrown away because of the king's other child? No problem." It was terrible. It was terrible. It was terrible. The man in anger took the little boy home, groomed him, trained him in the art of warfare, trained him so much that the boy became very strong. The boy became very, very, very strong and powerful. Then, and I called him one day, after about 15 years, it is time for you to take your father's throne. He took many warriors around and led the boy back to the kingdom of Ajamba. When they got there, they fought the queen and her son and overthrew them and took over the throne for Prince Onunebali. Prince Onunebali was crowned the king of Ajamba kingdom. After that, Prince Ajamba, the king of Ajamba, made sure to pay back the man handsomely. And he went in search of the old woman who had helped him. But the old woman had long passed on. She was dead. The new king Onunebali started to cry. Mama, Mama, tears running down his cheeks. Wherever you are, may it be well with you. Know that I value the help you have given me. He cried. I wish I can see you. I wish I can touch you. Once again, I would have shown you the greatness of being good. You were good to me. You saved my life when everyone wanted me dead. Oh, where are you to reap the fruits of your labor? Wherever you are, may the gods guide you, bless you, make sure you reap the fruits of your labor wherever you are, in whatever body you are. If there is anything like reincarnation. With that, he cried and went back home and ruled the kingdom for many years. At the center of the kingdom's town square, he molded an image of the woman and wrote it, Mama, my helper. He created a particular day of the year that they went there and paid homage to the woman with lots of dances and food cooked to honor the memory of the old woman. That is the end of my story. Thank you. Please don't forget to share the stories to people so that we can get many, many more views. Thanks for watching.